work, paid. Work, paid, right? Then you're like work, paid.
Right.
And then you get to the point where it's like work, paid. And that takes years.
Facts. People want that instant gratification these days.
And they'll give up in 2 months.
Yeah, they'll say you're a scam for giving up after 2 months.
They'll give up. People will work for 40 years for somebody else, but they can't give themselves 3 years.
All right, guys. Digital Social Hour in the new studio. Joseph Griffin here today, and we're talking tax deeds.
Yes, sir.
1,200 episodes, and I've never talked about this on the show.
Man, I'm about to light it up.
Let's go.
Get ready.
We'll start off basic because probably 99% of people don't even know what that is.
100%. So let's break it down. What happens is, in the U.S., whenever you own a property, you have to pay your property taxes. You don't pay those property taxes, county's going to come, they're going to take that property, they're going to sell it at some form of auction. This has actually been going on for a very long time. If you watch like the shows from back in the day, you didn't pay the king, they came and they beat you up. They don't beat you up anymore, but they will take that property.
I love it. Yeah. So you just started going to these auctions and buying properties? That's how it started? That's
how it started. I was nursing at the time. I was military, actually. They sent me to medic school, then LPN school, then I became an RN. And I had a little bit of money as an RN, and I'm like, man, I need to get into real estate. That's what all the other millionaires are doing.
Right.
But I didn't think I had enough money, and I didn't know nothing about credit or none of that back then. So somebody told me about it, and I looked it up, and I was like, no way. I entered my first auction, got a property for $3,000.
Wow.
My second, in the same month, $1,900.
Holy crap.
And at the same time, used my VA loan and just got the keys to a house with no down payment.
Damn.
So here I am, like in my 20s, 3 properties using less than like $6,000. I was like, okay, this is this is where it's at.
That's a money printer.
Oh, yeah.
So you made more in a month than you did your whole life. You know?
Well, technically, yeah, because when I finally sold that house that I got, $200K profit.
Whoa.
Yeah, I got it at 70,000. I sold it at like 300.
Holy crap.
Yep.
And what state was that in?
That was in Florida. It's a small city, Deltona, Florida.
Okay. So that's probably a good trick to go to the smaller cities, right?
Everybody goes to the major cities. I go to the outskirts. When the major cities fill up, everybody's just going to buy it. It's cheaper, right? Taxes are more affordable, insurance more affordable, and they're just going to commute to work. So that's always where I go. The big cities, I find the cities that you have to basically live there to know what city I just said. For instance, Deltona.
Yeah. And how often are these auctions?
It depends on where you live. Some places may have annual auctions. Some may have 2 a year. Some counties may have an auction every other week.
Wow.
Right? Like Hillsborough County, Tampa, they may be every single Thursday. Or if if inventory is low, maybe every other Thursday. But it really just depends on like what state and what county you're going to.
Interesting. And do you know the address before you get there, or is it random?
Oh man, you can see the list 2 months before in most cases. Sometimes like 1 month, sometimes even less. But you go ahead, you research these properties. You got to do your due diligence in real estate, and that's where a lot of real estate investors really like F up, right? They just buy and they think, okay, I'm buying real estate, it's all good. Like you have to know, what the value of it is, so you know how much to spend, how much rehab is going to be involved, how much money you're going to make, right? What's the cash on cash return? Lien searches, title searches, right? There's so much more to the game that you might not hear everybody talk about on the daily. Right. So
it's not the sexy stuff.
Not the sexy stuff, but a lot of people are losing. That's a fact. You see real estate investors on social media talking all that, I'm doing this. To be honest with you, most of them really aren't making money.
Yeah, there's almost like a bad taste in people's mouth, right, from these real estate gurus.
Oh, especially when you have a course.
Yeah. You got an uphill battle. That's why it was smart for you to pick this niche, because I feel like the fix and flip got wrecked. A lot of those guys got burnt.
Definitely. Yeah, the burr, everybody's trying to burr. Airbnb, oh my goodness.
Those
started
guys.
on Airbnb.
Section 8's a hot one right now, I see.
I see it's coming up.
But I feel like they make it too easy. Like they show it in the ad like you just invest and you get this money, but there's probably way more that goes on.
They do make it, same with any other niche, they make it sound like so easy, but even with the Section 8, you have to be up to code, right? If you're not up to code, even if it's your tenant's fault, hey, you might not get paid, so that's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. And that's why I kind of stay away from Section 8.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I stay away from it.
It is appealing to a lot of people because it's cheap. Like your model's pretty cheap too.
Oh, just wait till I get, just wait to start breaking down some of these numbers.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You were talking out there, you bought a house for $500?
$500 in Alabama.
Wow.
Yeah, if you go to revenue.alabama.gov, right, there's literally a list of thousands of properties These taxes have not been paid, and some of the taxes were so cheap. It's like $100 a year,
Dang.
$80 a year. And I literally went on there. I use Parcel Pro app, actually. I know the person who created it. Went on there, man. You make your inquiry with the county. Hey, I want this one. They get back to you. Hey, you have 10 days to respond. It's going to be this price if you want this house. You pay it, yours.
Wow. So you're just stacking houses right now.
Stacking up. Me and my community, the Wolves, we're killing it.
Yeah. How did that start, the wolf stuff?
Man, we did a what was it called? It was like a training session at one job I was with, and they're like, "What animal do you relate to the most?" And I thought it was the craziest, most stupid thing in the world. But it's like, okay, I related to the wolf. That was my thing, and then it just stuck with me, man.
Nice.
Once I got into tax deeds, I was like, I gotta be something that's catchy, you know. I was like, all right, tax deed wolf,
Yeah.
and I just ran with it.
And you're like the guy for D's now.
The number one.
Number one by far. I don't know anyone else doing it.
No one does it at scale like we do, right? There's some people that do it, and I'll be honest, they're older. They're like 60s and up, and they're probably not even doing it anymore. They're just selling a course. But with us, somebody taught me, a lot of people taught me to use OPM. And before, I told you when I was a nurse, I had my own little bit of $6,000 that I use. But once I learned about other people's money, I actually started a fund, right? We raised like $400,000.
Wow.
And what niche can you turn $400,000 into $3 million, right? In what niche? Seriously, there might be a few, but that's really hard to do.
That's an 8x return.
With just $400,000, we were managing $3 million in assets.
Wow. And over what years did that take
This
place?
was in 2021.
All in 1 year?
That was in 1 year.
So you 8x in 1 year.
In 1 year. And that's
Holy
because
crap.
of the equity. Let me break down a couple of the properties to you. So one property we got was like $16,000 in Texas, okay? The house was valued at $300,000.
Wow.
Right? Another one we got around $14K. That house was worth like around $212 or something at the time. You know, that fund's over now, right? But it was amazing. It was amazing. And that's when I really blew up.
Dude, that's crazy. I love this model because you're not risking like 6-7 figures to buy a house.
It's throwaway money. We're in Vegas right now. It's the same money.
You'll be gambling with
you
us
would go
tonight.
to a casino with, right?
That's crazy because a lot of people, that was my thing with the fix and flip method. You're putting 100K and then you might not even sell it once you fix it up.
Right.
So you're stuck with all that money in the house.
Especially in this market right now when interest rates went up, a lot of those houses started sitting.
Right.
COVID had people thinking, oh, I could just buy anything and then I'd just be this super multimillionaire investor. Once that died down, you see so many people giving up on real estate. Even real estate agents, it's just, you know, they don't understand how consistent you have to be in that. You have to actually keep building your knowledge or you're going to get lost.
Absolutely.
People are going to run circles around.
Yeah. So are you trying to raise more money or where are you at with the OPM now?
Actually, with the OPM, so we're using, believe it or not, we're using business credit cards.
To buy a house?
Business credit cards to buy houses.
Whoa.
Yes, even tax deeds. And you know, a lot of people are going to be like, what, how? Because they only know how to swipe the card. They know nothing about like liquidating the card.
Yeah.
So to give you an example, if you go to a website like Plastic, it's some people say Plastique, right? It's plastic with a Q. You literally swipe your card, they will wire the money to title so you can buy that house.
No
right?
way.
So it's some amazing stuff. OPM is awesome. And the credit card is simple interest. So it's not like the mortgage that's compounding, $200,000 mortgage, paid over $300K by the end of the loan. No, the credit card interest, okay, I used $30K. I'm paying interest on that $30K that I use, right? So it's amazing. It's much cheaper money.
Wow. And you could get business credit pretty easy.
People don't understand. Sean, people don't understand, man. If your personal credit is good, you can start a company. I literally have mentees that have done this. You can start a company today. You can have business credit by next week if you just personal guarantee that company.
Damn.
Right? You walk into the bank. Banking relationships, another thing a lot of people don't talk about. But you got to have these relationships in the bank because they need to give you the money. They're not. Could you imagine if the banks could go and buy the houses themselves? We'd be screwed if the banks were just buying all that. No, they need you to take the loan. And they're gonna give you the money, and they're gonna have that asset as leverage, though, right? They need to give you the money. People think the banks are after them. No, the banks, they want to partner up with you.
Facts.
Definitely.
Yeah, those relationships are key though, because I had a guy at Chase. He gave me a $50K credit card.
That's too easy. You know how many tax deeds you could get with that $50K credit
You got me.
card?
You got me interested for sure.
Man, you could get.
I might have to get one, man. Vegas is probably a tough market though.
Vegas actually has a sale. I want to say, well, I can't say Vegas. It goes by county, right? So I was just talking to my CEO. He loves it here. He's a gambler, and he was telling me there's an auction I think coming up in December.
Oh,
actually.
really?
So I told him, hey, look, go look it up. Whatever county it is you're talking about, we're gonna fly our bus back out here in December.
I might pop in with you guys. That'd be cool. Do you ever film those?
We have before. It really just depends. A lot of the auctions we do now are online.
Oh, okay.
So it would be. It's a little boring if it's sat there and watched me on the screen. It's like, okay, 2 minutes on this property, 2 minutes for this one. And
so you don't get to see the actual house.
You can.
Oh, you can?
You can. Now, can you go inside? That's a different question, right?
Got it.
Because if somebody lives there, then of course you're not, you're trespassing. You can't go in their house. To be honest, I don't like to deal with properties that when it's occupied, I go for vacant properties. And that's what I've done my 7 years in this game. That's what I've done like my whole career. Vacant properties, there's hardly ever any hiccups. And in most of the cases, if no one's living there, they don't care about the property. Yeah. Right? Some grandma died or something, left it to grandson. Grandson doesn't care about grandson's not doing nothing with his life. We're playing PlayStation. We come in and the real sauce is, man, we get the properties before auction. I don't like going to auction.
Oh, really?
So we get the list in enough time. You ever had anybody come in here and talk about wholesale?
Yeah.
Man, we get the list in time. Go ahead and do our due diligence on the property. Why go to auction with Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk when I can approach the property owner, something Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos don't have time to do, and I can offer them a price for that property on the spot.
Smart.
We get it before auction. Now the title's not clouded, and we actually just did a clean sale.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And we can wholesale it before. We don't even have to use any of our own money. Just get an end buyer to come take it off our hands.
Dude, I love that. So you found a hole in the market.
Man, we are... Like my wholesale team right now, I had to make a whole different department for it. My wholesale team right now is doing like 6 figures a month.
Damn.
Yeah, 100 grand.
So wholesale still works.
100 grand, 150 grand a month.
There's people that say wholesale died.
No. No, I think consistency died. It's never, 9 out of 10 aren't gonna do it. But if you do it right, and they don't understand it, you won't just make millions in 3 months. It took me years to get here, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. There's times where I didn't make any money for a whole month, and then suddenly it goes work, paid, work, paid, right? Then you're like work, paid. Right. And then you get to the point where it's like work, paid. And that takes years.
Facts. People want that instant gratification these days.
And they'll give up in 2 months.
Yeah, they'll say you're a scam for giving up after 2 months.
They'll give up. People will work for 40 years for somebody else, but they can't give themselves 3 years.
Crazy.
And that's why we're wolves. That's why we call ourselves wolves, because everybody else is sheep.
It's a mindset thing for sure. Yeah, people want that victim mentality, right?
They love it.
It's easy to feed into it. I used to think that way growing up.
So we were brainwashed.
Yeah.
That's how we were taught.
Yeah, 100%.
Literally, you have to break that. It's the Matrix. You got to get out. I'm on my Escape the Matrix tour right now. I have 2 more cities. But yeah, you got to escape the Matrix.
Oh, you're doing a whole speaking tour right now?
Yeah, we've been on tour mostly in Florida cities. We went to Georgia. We were going to hit up Arizona. And I think we're going to do a New York.
Nice.
Actually, yeah.
That'd be dope. So you're like teaching this. What inspired you to like teach it rather than just do it yourself?
Man, because it's something that I wish somebody would have taught me, right? Growing up, I'm from New Orleans originally and came up in the 6th Ward. Dad was in jail my whole life. Didn't even know my mom. My grandmother raised me, right?
Damn.
So if I would have learned this, like it would have really changed my life. If my parents would have learned this, right? This would have changed my life. So when I started doing it, I wasn't thinking about teaching it at all. Like I just wanted something better for myself. I didn't want my family to come up like I did. So I started doing it and people were hitting me up like, oh man, what do you do? I just started documenting the journey. Like, hey, I got this for $3,000. Oh, I got this one for $1,900. I got an acre of land for $1,400. And they're just blowing me up. Like, can you show me? Can you show me? I started doing one-on-one consultations with people, and my calendar was so booked, I was having anxiety attacks.
I've been there before.
Yeah, I literally had to go to the hospital. Like,
damn.
I was booked up, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't do this.
Yeah, you weren't charging enough.
$200.
Oh, that's cheap.
$200
for an hour.
Man, it was like 2 hours.
Oh,
I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah, you were worth more than that.
One-on-ones, just showing people the game. This is like way in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now, good luck. $200 that was the Uber. to get here. Inflation, man. Blame it on inflation.
Yeah, that's why I don't do one-on-ones unless it's thousands, because
Gotta be.
your time is worth a lot these days.
Now 3,000 for
Yeah.
an hour.
100%.
Like, so just for me to even think about it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Like, because it's not like scalable, like one-on-one.
Definitely. You
You're
gotta
not-
do the group.
Yeah.
You gotta do group if you're doing one-on-one. I know, these guys are charging $40,000 for a 1 hour phone call.
Damn.
Hell
Who's
yeah.
that? Like guys in your space or different?
And you look at Grant Cardone.
Oh,
you
Grant,
look at
yeah.
like Myron Golden. Like these guys are. I think you've had all. I think you had all them on the show.
I've had Grant. Myron's going to come on eventually. I didn't know Myron was charging like that.
Myron ain't cheap. Myron's
Wow.
a beast.
He is a beast.
Somebody who really knows what they're talking about, like those individuals, man. They're not cheap. You can't take them out for coffee.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I hate when people ask me.
Can I come pick your brain? Good
Oh,
luck.
that's a pet peeve of mine. When they ask for coffee or pick your brain, like, come on now.
No way.
Like, who's teaching you to tell people that? That's terrible advice.
Crazy stuff, man.
I didn't know this worked on land too. You said you bought some land?
Land's actually where I started.
Okay.
It's cheaper. So to give you an example, like state like Florida. Now, I didn't even explain this. Let me go back. There's a different type of tax sale. It's tax sale, and then there's different types. So we have tax liens, we have tax deeds, we have tax redemption deeds. There's sheriff sales, there's scavenger sales. There's all different types. And depending on what state you're in and what type of auction your county holds, will determine, which one you're gonna enter and what's gonna be the style. With liens, you're not getting the house, you're just buying the debt, right? And a lot of people are like, when I post on social media, oh, I just won this auction, this is mine. He's lying, he's a scammer. They just are telling their version of the truth, right? Because
Yeah.
they may live in a state that has a redemption period or a state that only does liens. So I'm in Florida, we have liens and deeds, right? So I can go to lienhub.com and go like just to a lien sale, but I can also go to Real Auction and go to a straight up deed sale. When I win a deed sale, I pay the county, the deeds is mine.
Got
I've
it.
sold property in 2 weeks.
Wow.
They don't understand that because they live in a state that has a 2-year redemption period on a lien or something, or a state like Georgia or Texas where they have 1 year redemption, but they call it a deed. It's not a deed; it's a redemption deed. It's in the title.
Got it.
Right. So people are so confused on that. But to answer your question now, in Florida, the land was so overlooked when I got started in this industry. Everyone wants a house. Everyone wants a house. And I'm like, okay, I can get land for like $2,000 right now. Let me start buying land. I'm getting quarter-acre lots for $2,000, $3,000. I'm selling these lots for $15K, $20K.
Wow.
And that's still below market. Now, that same area I told you where I started in has blown up so much so to the point where land that I used to sell for $20K now sells for $70,000.
Wow. That's crazy.
Market blew up.
Damn. Yeah, land's going up everywhere, I feel like.
We run out of land, right?
Right.
So like I said, a city like Orlando, all right, cool. We start off in Orlando, but then we're building apartment complexes coming up everywhere. Where are we gonna go? Right, where are we gonna go? So then I just started. It was a simple model: buy a property for under 4K, under 3K, sell it to a builder for more. It was a simple model.
Nice.
Even if I only made $4,000, $5,000, it made sense to me because it was so simple.
Yeah. How hard is it finding those builders?
Too easy.
It's easy?
It's easy.
Yeah?
It's when you drive past anybody that's building a house, usually they have like their sign
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
I would literally just drive around. I'm looking at the signs. I'm walking into brokerages, looking for real estate agents and stuff, asking them, hey, I have land. Do you know any builders? Hey, I have land. Networking, it's all about who you know. And once I built my buyers list, right now we have about 15,000 buyers on our buyers list.
Wow.
Right, over the years. So now I literally have properties sold before I even get them under contract. I know who I'm calling.
Damn.
Before it's under contract, I know who I'm calling. I know how much they're willing to spend.
That's impressive. Yeah, you built up a great network. You've been on some huge podcasts, so you've crushed that part.
Look.
And social media, you're killing it.
Yeah, I'm on a huge podcast right now.
Yes, sir. I feel like, though, getting on social media helped your business a ton.
100%. Because now it's not just about those tax deed leads, right? And now I get people just sending me all types of, like, when they're behind on their taxes and they don't know what to do, they come to us.
Absolutely.
Right? So people really didn't understand like the full picture of what we did. So not only can we go to auction and win property, but we've established ourselves as the subject matter experts, #1 in the nation. So now people going through those struggles, we always talk about, the terrible Ds, debt, divorce, disability, but now deeds,
Right.
when they're not paying their property taxes. So they come to me, right? And now we can educate them. We can also educate other investors. And then we can educate the property owners about the tax surplus. That's another thing we don't talk about. When there's those overages, let's just say you own a property, you owe $3,000. It goes to auction, I win it for $10,000. The county's only taking the $3,000, right? If that's what all the fees added up to and the taxes, they're only taking $3,000. You can actually go get the $7,000 difference.
Really?
And the homeowners don't know that.
What?
Yeah. No, I'm told you, I'm blowing up your podcast today. Blowing it up. So you can do, we call it tax surplus. Some people call it overages, but you can literally help these homeowners now get that money, and you charge a percent. Hey, look, I can get you this money back, but 30% is my fee.
What's that process? How long does it take to get the money back?
That process isn't bad.
Really?
Yeah. I have another department that does it. It's too much for me. I ain't calling nobody. Right now, I don't even do any cold calling or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like the VAs are handling that. The wholesale team's closing. But we have a whole department that does
Damn,
it
you're
now.
growing quick, man. How many people you got working for you?
We got about 15 right now.
Okay, so it's still pretty lean.
Still pretty, yeah. We got, our office is, I don't know, our office is like 2,500 square foot or something like that. We got I'm so vertically integrated at this point. I hate missing out on money.
Yeah.
So I was doing the tax deeds, and then I was like, man, there's so much we're missing out on. I started Wolfpack Realty. So then we had the brokerage in Florida. Then it's just like, man, what else am I missing out on? Okay, title company, Wolf Title. I had to launch Wolf Title. So now when it comes to like even clearing the title on tax deeds, because the tax sale will cloud the title, and attorneys are charging like $3,000 to do what we call a quiet title process, and it could take 2-3 months. Well, with our title certification process, we'll give insurance on the tax deed property if it qualifies, and we can do it in 10 days.
Damn.
And we're half the price.
Yes, you're solving a big pain point there.
Big pain point. And you come to us and just you come in here, you come in here, you come in here.
Full service.
7 businesses at this point.
I love it.
But
you do the credit stuff too?
I have a partner.
Partner.
Credit. I couldn't get into credit. I couldn't do it. There's a real huge misconception when it comes to like credit repair services and stuff. People think, it's just gonna happen in a week and all this and all that. It takes too long.
Takes months.
Yeah, it takes too long.
A lot of headaches too in that space. A lot of complaints.
Clients are gonna, he's a scammer. No, I can't.
Yeah, shout out to those credit repair guys dealing with craziness.
They got tough skin.
Yeah,
they got tough skin.
Good credit's important though.
There's a complete picture. I came from nursing. I can't give you a medication for your heart without knowing how it's going to affect your kidneys, your liver, right? That's the aspect I took into real estate. So I can't just teach tax deeds. You're going to just go there and buy tax deeds, and you're going to be like all these other people in my DMs crying because you bought a crappy property. 90% of the properties suck.
Really?
90% suck. Yeah, they're landlocked or something, or it's you think you're getting a good piece of land, and you find out that there's a demo lien. There's all these other municipal liens on it. So now you owe more than what you thought. You thought you were gonna do a nice quick flip, but you didn't know what you were doing because you thought you could do it the cheap way, right? Like the YouTube University, Google University. So man, you gotta know what you're doing.
Due diligence, man.
100%.
Yeah, because if you bought a property with a lien, you're now entitled to pay that, right?
Depending on what lien we're talking about, some will die with the sale, like the mortgage.
Okay.
Right? Mortgage will die with the sale. Because, people ask me that all the time. What about the mortgages? It can't be true. Well, when you have a mortgage, you're paying your property taxes and insurance, usually in escrow, right? So if you're paying it, you're paying it. If you're not paying it, the bank is just going to foreclose on you long before the tax sale auction ever comes. So if the bank let that property, if they were notified the correct way and they let that property go to auction, they're screwed.
Damn, that's nuts, man.
Yeah, they're screwed.
You said you grew up in New Orleans?
New Orleans, man.
Oh, that's the right way to say it, right?
New Orleans, yeah. No, I don't care how you say it.
How long were you there?
Born and raised. So I left New Orleans actually when Hurricane Katrina came.
Okay.
All right. People were like, "Oh, where's your accent? Where's your accent?" So your accent. I went to private school. My grandmother that raised me, she was a janitor at this private school.
Whoa.
And I could play. I played basketball a little bit.
Oh yeah, we might have to play, bro.
Definitely. So they gave me like a scholarship, especially because she worked there and everything. And so I just learned how to speak proper, and I got made fun of for like saying certain things. And so I developed I talked pretty proper, and people were like, "Oh, I don't hear your accent." Well, that's because I got made fun of all the time.
Damn, so private school.
I lived in the hood and I went to private. It was like Everybody Hates Chris, right? At the show, I lived in the ghetto, gunshots every night to private school, wearing a uniform.
So you got to experience both worlds.
Best of both worlds. And I'm so thankful for it that she raised me, because she worked 3 jobs.
Holy crap. Your grandmother?
Yeah.
Wow. That's tough, man. Did you retire her?
Oh, she's still taking care of it, but she don't want to quit.
I love that.
She don't want to quit. I cover all her bills. Like, look, you don't have to do anything. My first tax deed flip, I made like $6,000 off of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a small amount of money to a lot of people, right? But for me at the time, it's like, man, how many hours would I have to put into nursing to make that amount of money? And I called her up on the way home. I was like, Mom,
yeah,
I just made $6,000. This is the way. I'm like crying on the phone, like boohoo crying.
Oh, I love that,
she
man.
was like, you go, keep doing it. And then we just started killing.
That's beautiful, dude. Yeah, nursing would have been 300 hours probably, right? 20 an hour.
And you're stressed.
Stressed.
People don't understand. Yeah, it's like, okay, money, okay, but for what you have to do for it?
And that stuff doesn't leave you.
No, I'm working in the ICU, people coding all the time, you got to wipe butt all the time. Like, it's a lot going on in the nursing field.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
I respect those guys, but yeah, they're dealing with a lot.
It's tough. They're drinking after every shift.
Oh, man.
Like, it is tough.
You were in the military too, you said?
Yep, 11 years.
Damn.
In the Army.
Holy crap.
Lived a long life for a 32-year-old, man.
You still got that young energy.
Joined the Army when I was 17.
Wow.
Because I know no other way to pay for college, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So went National Guard, right? So, I'm just going on the weekends, basically. But, of course, what you don't know, they're like, hey, join the reserves or National Guard. You don't know that they deployed just as much as the active duty guys.
They don't tell you that.
Yeah, they don't tell you
so
that
you got
part.
deployed?
Oh, my goodness. I'm like deploying every 3. It's like, okay, I can't go on another. I went to Afghanistan.
Wow.
Right? And then I did a private contract. Actually kind of had to get let go of the Army to go do this one contract overseas. And then, I came back. And the new unit, they wanted me to go back to Afghanistan.
Jesus.
I'm like, you know what? I'm done.
Damn.
And I'm travel nursing at the time. So it's like, look, I make more money on this side. I started investing too. It's like, oh yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with the Army.
I feel that, man. I think you made the right choice.
Definitely.
Where you said you got 2 more events. When are those?
We have November 9th, actually, in Jacksonville, Florida. And then December, I don't even remember the date for December, but we'll be in Tampa.
Okay.
And that's the whole Escape the Matrix tour. So going over pretty much everything, investing, using OPM, right? Other people's money, like just the tax deed stuff, the fix and flips. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
We go over pretty much everything.
Yeah, we'll link those below. What else you want to promote?
Man, just if anybody wants to get started in tax deeds, I can't express this enough to you. I've lost more money than you can even imagine trying to do this on my own, because unfortunately, there was no number 1 tax deed investor when I started this, right? So just reach out to us, man. TaxDeedWolfAcademy.com. Go ahead and book a call. It's free. The thing is, you hear so many things from all these people, right? We were talking about this earlier. You got the Burr, the Fix and Flip, the Section 8. What do I do? It's like 3 people in the back seat telling you, one saying go left, one saying go right, and one saying stop. We get analysis paralysis. We don't know where to start because no one ever guided us in a clear path. And that's why I always suggest, hey, book a call. I can say all these awesome things. Anybody can say all these awesome things, but you don't know how that relates to you until you get on a call with us. So we can tell, hey, look, you might want to do tax deeds, but actually you need to get this first, and you might need to want to do this. Hey, you need to get a business and blah, blah, blah. We got to talk about taxes, right? Not paying all these taxes when you start buying these properties, flipping these properties. So it's a lot to the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've definitely had that analysis process for sure. With real estate. There's so many different ways you can make money off real estate.
You just got to have that path. And that's when people they don't know what to do, right? They just get stuck. And like I said, we're brainwashed, man. School teaches us, hey, it's A, B, C, or D. Mm-hmm. Real life's not like that. Real life, there's a bunch. You got your podcast. I got real estate. Somebody else has this. Was any of us right or wrong? No. Real life is more so about appropriate versus less appropriate. Even when it comes to killing. Oh, you kill someone. Is that bad? Well, what if they were about to kill you?
Facts.
It's appropriate versus less appropriate. That's real life.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Got to get out there and take chances.
For sure. What do you think Dave Ramsey would think of this strategy?
Oh, Dave Ramsey would hate my guts, man. He's going to tell you, save until you die. Yeah. Save. You don't get rich by saving. Yes, saving is good, but if you really want to build that wealth, you have to invest. You have to be a risk taker. You have to Take calculated risk, though. Don't just be out there throwing money, but know what the heck you're doing. Underwrite these deals, do your due diligence, and invest.
I'd love to see you two talk about this.
Oh, my God.
He's pretty stubborn, but it's working for you. I mean, it's hard to argue against numbers.
Hard to argue, man. And you look at what the bank's going to give you. You look at what this IUL is going to give you, right? Whatever he's saying. I don't know. I haven't even heard of him in a minute. But you look at the returns on there, and then I show you a real estate investment where we're getting 35% cash on cash return. Where are you going to get that at?
No brainer. 35% is insane.
We've got some 55% cash on cash returns that we're doing, man.
People are happy with 5 to 10%.
Exactly. When people really see what we're doing, they're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Right, we'll wholesale, like we're doing wholesale and like tax deed to wholesale, tax deeds in general, tax deed to seller finance. We don't have to even put all the money up front. Hey, let me give you X amount down and then pay you this much over time. And then we can go ahead and wholesale that, still get the down payment. And even my guy, Kareem, calls this a slow flip. He's literally wholesaling properties basically and still getting a monthly payment on them.
Wow.
So he's taking his assignment fee and he's got his wrapping it and getting his monthly payment.
What do you think of this subject to stuff, seller financing stuff?
Seller finance, I love. It's actually one of my favorite strategies. We control almost everything. I didn't care about interest rates going up because I'm getting all my properties at 0%. When interest rates were at their like highest this past year, I got, I want to say 8 doors at 0%.
Wow.
I got a duplex, I got a quadplex, and another duplex. 0%. All right, I got one property in Pennsylvania. We seller finance this deal. I'm paying the homeowner $500 a month. Right, it's a duplex. I'm making $2,100 a month off of that duplex. It's like $1,000 each door. Yeah, it's not $3,500 each door, but when you look at how much I put to get it, because I put nothing to get it. We made a deal with the guy. Hey, if we sell this deal, because most realtors suck. No offense to my realtors. Some of you are good, but some of you just like jumped in for the money because you thought it would be easy.
Yeah.
But the realtor couldn't sell his house, and we said, hey, man, this is actually a good deal. We can sell this house. If you sell us this one, or if we can sell this one, you give us this other one on seller finance terms, just $500 a month. We sold the other one, made $40,000 off of it, and then he gave us the duplex for just $500.
Win-win.
Win-win. And if I say stuff like that, what are most people? Oh, he's capping.
Yeah.
He's capping, bro. It's out here.
You got the receipts.
Got the receipts, man.
I love that.
You listen to Pace Morby and all these guys, man. Like, we're really out here.
Yeah, he does the sub 2 stuff. I tried to do it. It's pretty hard.
Sub 2, I haven't done a sub 2 deal actually. Not my favorite strategy, but it can work. For me, it's more of like an entry.
Yeah.
Right. That's how I treat it. I don't see it as a long term. Let me sub 2 this for 30 years. I see it more so as like a balloon. Like, okay, let me get in here just because it's easy to get in right now, and then in 3 years, maybe I'll maybe we'll get out of this or something. That's kind of how I look.
That makes sense. Yeah. Shout out to Pace. You need to start a deed show or something where you just hunt these deals down.
Oh man.
Dude,
got me started.
That's how him and Jamil blew up, right? With their show, Flipping Houses.
No, and they do good stuff.
Oh, they're crushing it.
They're on it.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. Well, where can people find you, man, and learn more?
On every platform, Tax Deed Wolf. On Instagram, Tax Deed Wolf CEO. If you have any questions, just don't hesitate to reach out. Website, taxdeedwolfacademy.com.
Boom.
Worst thing you can do is just sit there and do absolutely nothing. All right, so just get started and stay consistent and keep grinding and believe in yourself, and you'll make it to the top.
I love it. We'll link it below. Thanks for coming on, man.
I appreciate you.
Yup. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out the link. See you next time.